Comparing Samsung and Sony is an interesting thing because both companies feel cool in different parts of the electronics market. Both manufacturers make things that we use every day. They're both from Asia, but they're very different from each other. History and origin: Samsung, or the Samsung Group, is a Korean brand. The main office, which is located in Seoul, South Korea. In fact, it is the largest conglomerate in the world, which earns more than $173.4 billion a year. Samsung appeared a little earlier than Sony, in 1938. At first, they didn't do any machinery at all, but just sold food. Then, when the whole of China started to upgrade in technology, this trend reached Samsung. Among other things, Samsung is known for its electronic devices, which are produced under the Samsung Electronics brand. This department is considered the largest in the world in terms of the amount of money they earn. At first, the company sold food, but then decided to expand its business, and now Samsung Electronics produces cool equipment, surprising us with new chips every year and setting trends in the smartphone market. Sony, or Sony Corporation, is an international corporation headquartered in Tokyo, Japan. It is now one of the top 5 global media companies, with revenues of more than $77.20 billion. Mostly, Sony makes consumer and professional electronics. The company was founded by Akio Morita and Masaru Ibuka. They started by creating audio technology, has quickly become one of the best in this field. Sony is now a well-known Japanese brand that earns more than $1 billion, but few people know that it all started with $500 and a small team of enthusiasts. The path to success began with them, and now Sony employs more than 100,000 people. It took a long time to achieve this result. It took several decades for Sony to become famous for their smartphones, which they can really be proud of. Cooperation of giants: on the one hand, it is a rapidly growing Korean company that has risen to the top and gained worldwide recognition only in recent years. On the other hand, the legend of Japanese household appliances, Samsung Electronics and Sony, is a tough competitor in an industry where the winner is often the one who makes others lose. It was they who organized one of the most interesting and successful partnerships in the field of high technology, starting to make liquid crystal screens (LCD panels) together. This alliance has completely changed the situation in the industry. The foundation of this cooperation took place in 2004, when both companies opened a joint venture SLCD in the city of Daejeon, about 90 kilometers away, south of Seoul. Both sides had doubts, especially Sony, as they had to withdraw from the group, which was supported by the Japanese government, and start developing LCD panels. At first, Sony had questions about the quality. They sent their specialists to a joint venture to thoroughly inspect each panel. Moreover, they insisted that every panel made for them. First, it was sent to a factory in Inazawa near Nagoya, in Japan. There, the panels were tested again. The necessary electronic components, such as digital tuners and power supplies, were added, and only then they were used for the assembled televisions or sent them to factories in Spain and Mexico. Now the panels go straight to the assembly plants directly from the SLCD, and even the bosses Sony recognizes that this partnership has played a huge role in promoting the successful Bravia series of LCD TVs, which has become one of Sony's rare recent successes. Samsung has also significantly improved its manufacturing and sales business. LCD TVs. Thanks to Sony's technology, which provided high-quality and clear images, Koreans became one of the main players in the LCD panel industry. Now Sony, Samsung and Panasonic, owned by Matsushita Electric Industrial Companies, are competing for the title of the best manufacturer of thin large-screen TVs. Sony and Samsung's collaboration benefits both sides. The head of Samsung's LCD division is confident. Vice President Sony, Katsumi Ihara, who used to be in charge of television, and now he oversees the main consumer electronics products, and also believes that the partnership has helped to revive and bring back good luck to the manufacturing business. In April 2006, at a meeting with journalists in Tokyo, he said, "If the SLCD joint venture had not existed, we would not have occupied such a place in the LCD TV market as we do now. This alliance has dramatically changed the industry, especially in the segment of TVs with a diagonal of 40 inches, about 100 centimeters. Until SLCD started selling the LCD panels, or priced comparable to plasma. The large screens were controlled by plasma TVs. In the third quarter of 2006, about 2.32 million LCD TVs, For the first time, plasma TVs, sold in the amount of 1.96 million, gave way to LCD models. Global demand for LCD TVs is growing faster than in other segments. According to DisplaySearch, between July and September 2006, sales LCD TVs doubled compared to the previous year, reaching 10.8 million units. At the same time, Samsung became the leader in terms of sales for the first time. The advent of SLCD has changed the order among LCD TV manufacturers. Just a couple of years ago, the Japanese company Sharp and its Aquos models were absolute leaders. Although in the era of analog television, Sony models Trinitron dominated the market for many years, the company underestimated the potential of flat screens, which forced it to purchase expensive panels from others. Because of this, Sony suffered losses in the TV market, and the situation changed only with the advent of the SLCD. In the summer of 2005, a large-scale advertising campaign worth millions of dollars drew attention to the high image quality of the new Bravia models. These TVs have become a real hit of the season in the USA. By the end of 2005, Sony had taken the first place among manufacturers LCD TVs. However, as it turned out later, Sony's leadership did not last long. Regardless of the partnership, Samsung and Sony are fighting for the title of the leader in the segment of widescreen TVs. Samsung's response was the new Bordeaux model, which allowed the company to increase its share of the global LCD TV market to 15.6% in the third quarter of 2006, overtaking Sony with 15.2% and Sharp with 11.5%. A year ago, Samsung's share was only 10.3%. The increase in sales brought tangible profits. In July-September 2006, Samsung's LCD panel division earned $167 million, with sales of $3.14 billion. The profit amounted to 5%, which is not bad for such a competitive industry, where prices are constantly falling. This profit is markedly different from the losses of $341 million the neighboring company LG Philips LCD, which in January 2006 began mass production of LCD panels with diagonals of 42 and 47 inches, 107 and 120 centimeters, respectively. Samsung executives thank Sony for their success. Partnership with Sony allowed us to use a lucky combination of circumstances. The success of television's Bravia boosted sales of LCD panels. The increase in volume led to lower costs and prices, which in turn further boosted sales of LCD TVs, says Cho Young-duk, vice president of Samsung, responsible for the business development of LCD panels. He adds, and the competition with Sony helped us create more advanced models of LCD products. Innovation and technology. A comparison. Using the example of televisions, Samsung is famous for its innovations in mobile technology, screens, and even artificial intelligence with robotics. High-quality display. Samsung is based on old quantum dots technology. These dots improve color accuracy and brightness, creating vivid and realistic images. QLEDs are known for their high brightness, which makes them ideal for use in brightly lit rooms. Quantum dot technology. Samsung also provides excellent HDR performance by making the picture is visually stunning. Although QLED cannot be compared with OLED in contrast, they do a great job in bright rooms. Samsung TVs support the HDR10 Plus format, which improves contrast and expands the color gamut, giving just awesome picture quality. The object tracking sound OTS technology also drives, providing cool sound. But if you want to get really high, it's better to connect an external surround sound system. Samsung uses an OS Tizen, which is easy to operate and ensures stable operation of the smart TV. Sony has long established itself as a master at creating cool audio and video devices, as well as gaming technologies. Sony game console PlayStation is one of the most popular in the world. Sony's display is renowned for its quality and innovation. The premium models also use old technology organic light-emitting diode, which provides illumination of each pixel, which gives an unrealistically clear image and maximum contrast, especially in dark scenes. Although old panels aren't as bright as other options, Sony has added burnout protection to screen, so you don't have to worry about the safety of the image. Sony's premium TVs support Dolby Vision, an improved HDR format with 12-bit color gamut, which is cooler than Samsung's HDR10 Plus. Sony uses Google's Android TV operating system, which provides a bunch of apps and customization options. One more the feature is acoustic surface audio technology, which creates directional sound due to the vibration of the panel. Although Samsung also has a good sound thanks to OTS, Sony's focus on Dolby Vision and Android TV makes its premium TVs a very attractive option. Conclusions: in the budget TV market, Sony and Samsung offer LCD panels with similar image quality. In the segment of expensive TVs, Sony uses the OLED display provides the sharpest possible image under ideal conditions, while Samsung's AMOLED displays provide a brighter screen, but with a slightly lower brightness. Contrast ratio: OLED is ideal for rooms with dimmed lights, but some worrying about possible screen burnout. When choosing a high-end TV, consider the difference in format, HDR and the operating system. Samsung uses HDR 1.0 Plus and Tizen, and Sony, Dolby Vision and Android TV. The sound is also different. Sony has acoustic surface audio, Samsung has OTS. But remember that external surround sound systems are usually better than built-in TV speakers. Product portfolio: Samsung. The company offers a wide range of high-tech products, covering different market segments. One of the key areas is smartphones, for example, the popular Galaxy series models. Samsung also produces TVs with cool images and advanced technologies such as QLED and micro-LED. The range of household appliances includes refrigerators, washing machines, microwaves and other devices with modern functions and design. Another important area is the production of semiconductors, where Samsung is one of the world leaders. Plus, the company is actively developing displays, offering innovations such as flexible screens and panels with high pixel density. And, of course, Samsung is exploring artificial intelligence and the Internet of Things, creating smart devices and systems for the home and industry. Sony's main field of activity is the production of high-quality consumer electronics. The company is famous for its TVs with excellent image and sound, as well as innovations like OLED and Bravia. Sony also produces audio systems, including headphones, speakers, and music centers, which are popular with music lovers. One of the most famous lines is the PlayStation game consoles, which remain among the best-selling devices in the world. Besides, Sony is actively involved in the entertainment industry, releasing films through its division of Sony Pictures Entertainment. The studio has released a lot of successful films and TV series that have become popular all over the world. Financial indicators: Samsung. In 2022, revenue amounted to about $200 billion. The main sources of income are the production of semiconductors and smartphones. Sony. During the same period, revenue totaled approximately $80 billion. Entertainment: games, movies and electronics bring the main profit. In 2023, for the first time in 24 years, Sony surpassed Samsung. Operating profit: Sony Group reached $7.95 billion, while Samsung Electronics minus $5.62 billion. For the first time in 24 years, Sony's operating profit was higher than Samsung's. Data for the fourth quarter of 2023 shows that Samsung's profit fell by 34.4% to $2.11 billion. For the whole of 2023, it is expected a profit of $5.62 billion. Sammobile Publishing notes that such results are interesting compared to Sony. This means that Sony has surpassed Samsung for the first time since 1999. It is important to note that Sony has focused not only on manufacturing, but also on digital transformation, restructuring, and active mergers and acquisitions. Many people associate both companies exclusively with smartphones. Samsung is one of the leaders in this segment, unlike Sony, which has been making losses for a long time, although the situation is improving now and limited itself to releasing several new models per year. But it's worth remembering that both companies produce not only devices, but also accessories. This is exactly the reason Samsung's declining performance. According to Sammobile, Samsung is experiencing difficulties mainly due to oversupply and falling prices in the memory market. This gave Sony the opportunity to beat Samsung in operating profit for the first time in more than 2 decades. It was also recalled that Samsung has invested heavily in its infrastructure by opening a new semiconductor manufacturing plant in Pyeongchang. The company also continues to develop production technologies. OLED panels. Partners Sony Corporation consists of many divisions dealing with everything from consumer goods and devices to the film industry, from financial services to communications and music. This makes Sony a company with a wide range of activities. Sony even has a semiconductor manufacturing division, which is one of the largest in the world in terms of sales. Samsung is also a large company, and its heavy industry division is the second largest shipbuilder in the world. The company also has an engineering department, a construction company, and even a software division. Life insurance. Samsung is also present in the entertainment industry, and the theme park, opened under the Samsung Everland brand, has entered the top 5 most popular parks in the world, surpassing even Disney MGM and Animal Kingdom. The company also has a subsidiary hotel, which was included in the list of the 100 best hotels in the world according to Institutional Investor. Sales markets. Half of Sony's electronics products are exported to international markets, underscoring the company's global presence. Meanwhile, Samsung became the largest manufacturer of memory chips in the world in 1992, and then took second place after Intel. In 1995, Samsung introduced its first liquid crystal display, and 10 years later it became the world's leading manufacturer of such devices. In recent years, the company has surpassed Sony and become a leader in the consumer electronics sector. In addition, Samsung is one of the world's leading manufacturers. Mobile phones, second only to Nokia in terms of sales. Corporate culture and management. Samsung adheres to the traditional Korean management style, where a large role is assigned to the family members of the founder of the company. The desire for rapid growth and constant updating the product range have helped Samsung become a successful player in various sectors of the economy. Sony, on the contrary, focuses on the Japanese management style, which implies long-term planning and an emphasis on product quality. The company tries to maintain a balance between the creativity of its employees and the introduction of modern technologies. Technology, which helps stay afloat in a competitive environment. Social responsibility and sustainable development. Samsung is actively involved in projects to reduce its carbon footprint and switch to green energy sources, thereby contributing to the sustainable development of society. The company also implements initiatives aimed at improving the environment in the places of its presence. Sony is also actively supporting eco-initiatives such as the recycling of electronic waste and the use of environmentally friendly materials in production. These steps help to reduce the harmful effects on nature and conserve the planet's resources. Both companies pay great attention to the environment. Samsung announced projects to produce environmentally friendly packaging and recycle electronic devices, while Sony is committed to reducing carbon emissions and using recycled materials. This highlights their involvement in global efforts to protect the environment and create a sustainable future for technology. Conclusion. Samsung is actively investing in research and development, which allows it to implement innovative technologies in its products. For example, the company has made significant strides in the field of OLED displays, which have become the standard for high-end TVs as smartphones. These technologies not only improve image quality, but also help reduce energy consumption that meets modern requirements of sustainable development. On the other hand, Sony is known for its success in the entertainment industry, including video games, music, and movies. The PlayStation platform, for example, has taken a strong position in the video game market, offering users a unique experience and a huge selection of games. In addition, Sony is actively developing streaming services and content-sharing platforms, which allows them to remain competitive in a rapidly changing industry. Samsung and Sony are true giants in the world of high technology, each of which holds strong positions in their respective niches. Samsung is known for its with a variety of products and leadership in the production of smartphones and chips, while Sony relies on the creation of high-quality products in the field of entertainment and consumer electronics. Both companies continue to develop and strive to sustainable development while remaining at the forefront of technological progress.